I have to admit, this episode was at least a little bit better than the last one. I just realized someone asked me to summarize these episodes like a bit ago, and I've kind of been spacing each time, and I apologize. I'm not doing that on purpose. This is the episode where Dooku, Anakin, and Obi-Wan have to escape from the Dread Pirates by working together, and then Jar Jar frees them. I have to admit, even though Jar Jar was a bumbler in this episode, I like this portrayal of him better. This is something I've been saying for years. I mean, Lord knows the idea of trying to fix Jar Jar is not exactly a new idea when it comes to Star Wars, but one of my favorite ideas is to basically shift him rather than completely rewrite him. Make him someone who is very observant and very adaptable to the circumstances, while still being a bungler and not really the smartest guy in the shed, is something I can get on board with, and that's basically what they do with him here. His observational skills save the party several times, and his ability to adapt on the fly saves the party several times. Now, it's worth noting that would have been nothing if not without the backup, but that just means Jar Jar works well in a group, which I kind of like the idea of. I also have to admit that the Force users in general kind of put up a pathetic showing in this episode until it's time for them to officially win. Dooku towards the end there, that's pretty much what I expected him to do from the beginning. I also find it a little bit irritating that they tried to force this pseudo-enemy mine situation with the three Jedi and then basically didn't do anything with it. Usually the point of an enemy mine is to have some purpose behind their characterization or some revealing insight into their arcs or something like that. And in this case it was just, ha-ha! Obi-Wan and Anakin are tied to Dooku. Isn't that funny? That being said, this episode did make me laugh once, when Dooku's like, "Tell your instant Padawan to be silent so I can concentrate." And so Obi-Wan then turns and says, "Anakin, stop your insolence and be quiet so you can concentrate." And for some reason, that actually made me laugh. It's the first time Obi-Wan's snarking has actually got a chuckle out of me. I also kind of like how Hondo... This episode establishes what will become more of his character arc in the future, the idea that he is not just a pirate and that he does have standards, rules, etc. And that he's actually pretty chill when it comes down to it, aside from the fact that he happens to live on the underbelly of society. This is just normal here. In fact, I have no doubt whatsoever that Hondo had every intention of, giving everyone back once they got the bounty. Now, I know that sounds weird, because he obviously went against the Jedi, but my point is that that was clearly the limit for him. To explain this a little bit differently, and forgive me for talking too long, the idea here is that some people don't know when to quit. And his lieutenant guy, who I can't remember the name of, who Dooku ends up killing, was clearly someone who didn't know when to quit. He was like, okay, we've captured Dooku, but then we've captured the Jedi, but then we're going to capture the Senator, but then we're going to capture the other, we'll just keep capturing and capturing, and you just could see the mind there saying, yes, we will get all of these things. There is no beneficial reason to try and take out the spice shipment beforehand, unless you're basically a moron with no capacity for long-term planning. I mean, really. Now, one quick thing I was going to mention last time I didn't get around to. 1,000,000 credits for Dooku is basically a bargain. Now, granted, my own knowledge of Star Wars economics is at the national level, so I don't actually know much about the down-to-earth level. But 1,000,000 credits for Dooku? That really is a bargain. Because at that point, you're bargaining for a foreign head of state in an active war. I just felt like commenting on how hilarious it is that they only asked for 1,000,000 credits. In spice, no less, but whatever. Final note, and this is, I swear, I don't know why I have so much to talk about today. I've kind of been noticing more and more as we go through this how much these story arcs in Clone Wars are 2-episode beats. Now, I like continuity and I like story arcs, but it's just weird how they feel almost restricted by the fact that they're only 2 episodes each. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, here's the setup, and here's the payoff, and here's the setup, and here's the payoff. And it just feels like this weird cresting wave situation as we're going through Clone Wars. I'm not sure what I think about that yet, to be completely honest with you. Anyways, I'm going to eat because I got to stream in a minute, so I'll see you guys later.